Quick disclaimer, ASX Trader, myself and Master of the Markets is a corporate authorised representative of Sharks Australia, and this information provided is for general educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. A little bit about me, I've got a Bachelor of Education. I'm a certified financial technician through the International Federation of Technical Analysis and a certified level 1 elitician. All right, let's get into it. Hey guys, so sorry I haven't done a YouTube video for a long time, but the reason why I haven't is because I opened up the Academy for free for 42 days. So that's what I kind of said. I said, guys, there's some really exciting things happening in the market right now. I can't have it all within the YouTubes, etc. And if you really want to get access to it, I gave 42 days free to the MTM platform for everyone to come in, check it out. And as you can see, Sky did that, and she is up 170% in that time just from following it. It's just been a phenomenal period. So yeah, that's why I haven't done it, because I was like, well, you know what? I don't need to do YouTube videos because they're getting all the videos within the platform. I've opened that up for free. So hopefully you guys took advantage of that. And for those that have, I know that they've been getting some exceptional results with what's been going on. But let's kick off and see what's going on now. All right, so let's start off with silver. I think it was actually the last YouTube video I may have, oh no, not that long ago, but anyway, back here is when I talked about silver bottoming recently and that we had the beautiful ABC capitulation, and then talked about going long there. So as you can see from there, 33 up at a good 46 bucks now. It's had a very, very, very nice run, and some of those silver miners have just been absolutely phenomenal. So you are coming up to a resistance. It is only a short-term daily resistance, not a long-term resistance. So you're going to have short-term traders probably going to start to step in between this 46 and 48. So just be prepared for that you probably will, you haven't even had a zag retracement since that whole move. So, you might get something within here that comes back a good 20% or something like that. That would be totally normal in how markets move. Okay. What you need to think about is the big picture. And if you look at the big picture, this 3 monthly candle literally closes tomorrow. And this is what you've actually got to look at. For the first time, let's close this down, ever, we've actually already broken resistance. So a lot of people go, oh, we're coming up. No, we're not. Big money doesn't look at the daily. Big money doesn't look at the weekly. Big money doesn't even really look at the monthly. Big money looks at the quarterly, because what they do is they rebalance their portfolios on a quarterly basis. They look at the big macro picture. Okay, so as you can see, major resistance, and this candle closes tomorrow like that. Are you telling me that's bearish? Can anyone show me a time where you had a candle close up like that through a major resistance and then it's rolled over? I couldn't bring up an example. All right, that is a super strong breakout of a major resistance. So any pullback that you get on the daily or the weekly, remember these are 3 monthly candles, is just going to be a tiny little blip on the radar. You won't even see it on the next candle because it will come down and then it will go up. Okay, so always important to zoom out, always important to look at the big picture. As you can see, nice little short candles coming up. This is our first big breakout. We've only just started the run. You can kind of see it even similar here. See how you've had you've broken out. You've had this one, yeah. Then you shook out people here, and then look what came afterwards. Okay, or here when you break out, you get your nice candles. There might be periods of consolidation along the way as well. That's all normal. We won't get something of that caliber yet, but as you can see, we are in wave 3, which is the public participation phase. Wave 1, wave 2, and we're in wave 3. Okay, we're still in the early phases of the wave 3. This is the very beginning, wave 1, wave 2. Okay, so you are in the wave 3 of the wave 3, but you're only in the beginning of the wave 3. So this will come up. It'll then have a wave 4, and then you'll get your wave 5 still as well. There's still plenty of upside for this. I'm not even thinking about selling silver to your minimum triple digits. The reason why that $120 there, if you go back to the 1980 price and you adjust that price for inflation, you're looking at about $120. So if you think, oh, we're back to here, we're really expensive. No, we're not, because you know how much money they've printed since 1980? It's literally here is where it needs to be, not here. Okay. And again, that's just one of 100 other reasons why it's not expensive, which is exactly what I spoke about with gold when it got to the top. And I was like, oh, gold's expensive, short it when we broke all-time high here. And I said, you never fear an all-time high especially when you just had a base of 10 years prior to it. So from 2011 to so for 12 years, it did nothing. It went sideways. Then it broke out. That's why it pumped. Okay, you've actually broken out of a major sideways thing. Same thing's happening with silver now. You've broken out of a 40-year base. You've got a 40-year cup and handle instead of a 12-year. So it's actually even more exciting. All right, let's go back to silver. So going into where we are now, like I said, we are coming towards the 46 to 48 will be a form of resistance. Again, no change of market structure. Hourly hasn't even changed market structure. So if, this comes up to here, rejects there and does that, then you can say we've got a change of market structure on the hourly. This is not a change of market structure, it's just a pullback. Okay, so looking at the last change of market, which was here, we can use our fibs and go, okay, well, actually all it's done is come down the fib 382 right now. Nice, healthy, normal retracement. Anywhere within this box would be a healthy retracement. If we start falling below the $45 mark, that's where then we're not just retracing this move, we are retracing a bigger move, which would be from here. Okay, so one step at a time. At the moment, nice healthy retracement. Everything above 45 is completely normal zig and zag. If we break that, then we're just retracing a bit more of a larger move. Again, still healthy, still normal. Platinum. We absolutely nailed this one on the breakout back here. All right, was the perfect breakout that I got here at $1,000. So here's the article that I wrote on the May 19th, which is here, May 19th, literally right there. Then the next day pumped. Maybe I pumped the market. From there, you can see we're here, and it was at $995, and I said, once we break $1,000, you're going to surge. There was massive lag in the price of platinum to gold, etc. Yeah, so here we go. Platinum's showing that. Once we can break that beautiful 1,000, talking about the ratio, how it's so extremely undervalued, etc. And yeah, anyway, lots of reasons. And the ones that I talked about looking at was the ETP MT for your exposure to the physical, and then the actual miners ZIM, which was $10 at the time, Pod, which was 22 cents at the time, and Chalice Mining, which was about $1.10 at the time. That's now $2.50. That's now 80 cents. That's now $19. Okay, so all have pretty much at least doubled. And yeah, Pod's quadrupled since that point, which is amazing. But yeah, really looking good. Again, looking at the big picture, still got a long way to go. So if you look again at this on the 3 monthly, and let me get you one with more data. All we've done is just change market structure on the quarterly, and it's broken through the zag zone. Big major support resistance. If this was a daily chart, I would be buying here. So if you look at it, all it's done is gone zig, zag, and now change market structure, ready to go into its next one again. Okay, you'll notice here from the bottom here, that move was perfect 618 retracement. Okay, and now the non-phase swing. So just typical textbook retracements, exactly what we're looking for. All right, so this should head up, take out the all-time high, and then move into its next bull market again. Okay, you can really see the channel that it's within a larger. So This is where you buy off these channel areas, and this is where you'd be selling. So we should get a move up to around, yeah, anywhere in this kind of $4,000 to $5,000, which would make sense because historically platinum should be more expensive than gold, and gold's up at nearly $4,000. So just to get back to its mean reversion, it should rocket up towards this kind of really 5,000 mark. All right, so yeah, plenty of upside still to go on this bad boy. So a couple of them, Zim. Let's move into the weekly. Okay, so I had its breakout. It's coming into a resistance now, which is what I've got there. So we're going to have to be careful at this area here. Okay, do we get some kind of a movement and maybe a bit more of a zag retracement? You just got to be careful of something like that. For me, I've taken the breakout from, there it is, from here. So obviously this resistance must act as support. All right, so I do not want to see it back below $17 again. Normal little pullback would be fine. CHN. You've had your nice break of the accumulation now. So again, a nice pullback to this zone would be good if it came back to $1.90. So as long as, again, I don't want to see it back ever below $1.62. So yeah, as you guys know, in this one from back here, however, added to a new trading position as well here. So yeah, and talked about that throughout the academy there as well. So that one's looking really good, broken out of the accumulation. That one should come up towards this 350 mark, and that's where I'd be looking to probably take profit on those trades. And Pod was the other one that's broken out of its accumulation base here as well. So again, anything back to 5.5 cents would be a healthy pullback. Might not even happen though as well. Okay, a couple of those silver miners have been absolutely phenomenal, like USL, giving this one to you guys a million times. So I've still got it from my trading account here at 14 cents, but then we added it again here at that 21.5. So that, even that one there, you're up more than triple just in since May. So yeah, that one there has been a beauty. You've got up through the zag zone, which is good. And just again, follow the zigs and the zags. So it's gone from 35 up to 73. A healthy pullback to here would be normal movements, etc., etc. You know, you are getting pretty extended on the weekly. As you can see, last time we were this extended on the weekly, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks back to reset. You know, would be healthy for that to happen again if it did. All right, so nothing moves in a straight line. Maybe even if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're retracing even from the 17 up, you might get a deeper retracement down the 37 as well. So just be aware. Weekly's up here. You might get thing, but you'd have to at least see a daily change of market structure first. Okay, so you'd have to wait and see. Again, daily's a bit extended here. Yeah, you'd really want to see probably tomorrow, see what's going on here. If that turns into a red one, you know, maybe that turns into an evening star reversal, and you might get that kind of move back, etc. All right, so yeah, short-term trading, getting toppy. Long-term picture, still only just started. So it depends on your trading plan, what it is you're trying to achieve. If you want to know why I'm saying that, why I'm talking about long-term, it's only just started, etc., I'm doing a free webinar tomorrow that I think there's only a couple of hundred spots left now. We've already had 800 people sign up, but I'll just pull it up. So I've just been getting lots of questions and DMs all the time. So I haven't got time to answer back to everyone. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do a free webinar. I'll educate you all. I'll show you everything that I'm seeing. So then hopefully all of your questions have been answered there. Then you can take that information and do whatever you want with it. All right. So I'll put this link in the description as well. But here it is here, Event Master Markets. There's only 1,000 spots because that's all you can fit on the webinar. There's already 800 people signed up. So if you jump on quickly. And if you can't make the live, then you should be able to get the recording sent out to you as well afterwards. check your junk mail, because if you sign up, it'll be tricky sometimes because it goes into that junk mail as well. But yeah, I'm going to go through why it's all happening. Tung's going to jump on, do a 15-minute spiel around why as you guys, if you know Tung, he's got an 8-digit portfolio and he's got multi 7 digits in the precious metal space, and why, and he's been positioned that way for years. Why did he go there? Why, again, he's not even blinking right now. The guy's making 7 digits a month and he's literally not even blinking about any things, because he knows, again, it's only just started. Why it's only just started, why he can be so calm and collected with fluctuations of, multi 6 digits a day kind of thing. You've got to think like this. All right. You've got to realize that markets don't move in a straight line, but when something is undervalued, knowing when it's undervalued and knowing when it gets to overvalued, then you get out. All right. And what we'll be explaining in that will make a lot of sense, and then you'll kind of get it, and then you'll stop panic selling, you'll stop worrying about every little pullback, and you'll just sit still and realize that it's not really that difficult if you're getting the right things at the right time and just sit back and relax. Alrighty, so I will post that in the chat. Sign up, check it out. But what Craig's talking about here, also give that a read. It's some magic in there. We're going to expand on that a bit more. Looking at uranium as well, it's had a really good, really good run. Again, coming up to a little bit toppy-ish maybe. But yeah, anything healthy pull back to this 41 to 44 would be normal as well. But again, looking at the big picture, 3 monthly, again, this closes, excuse me, this closes tomorrow. You've just had literally a just to change market structure on it here. So again, nothing to worry about, nice and healthy, everything normal. If you're at the GC live, silver, uranium, gold, platinum, whole bunch of things, I put these charts up naked and we were here and talked about what they were. You guys voted and you all talked about how bullish they were, which is why so many people are so happy right now, because, they applied what they learnt that day, and then they knew why they were investing, not just because someone told them why it's good. They actually learnt some stuff and then applied it. Okay, if you want to do something similar again, then I invite you to jump on the Sydney Live that we're doing, not next weekend, the weekend after. Okay, so I put this in as well. Events, next event, Sydney Live. We're going to be there. And it's a whole day workshop. What we're going to do again is teach you to all brand new content. So if you're at GC Live, it's not going to be a repeat, brand new content. We're going to go through, teach you some really key things. Then again, we're going to apply it to the market. And you guys, again, are going to vote on naked charts. Is this good? Is this bad? Why? Why not? Where would you put your stop loss? Where would you take profit? You guys can do it together. Fully catered event. And you'll get to hear from me, Craig, and the man, the legend, Tung as well, who's going to talk around some really important really important key macro things there that you'll take away and use for the rest of your life. So yeah, if you enjoyed this GC Live, make sure you get the Sydney Live one as well. And yeah, and that way you'll get to apply there. There's nothing like hands-on learning and applying it there. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much more around today, guys, because I'm really going to do a massive deep dive on that webinar tomorrow. So sign up, jump on there. I'll be spending, a good 90 minutes going through that. And then from there, you'll kind of get a good little thing from there. So the small cap portfolio as well, guys, is in full action. So again, I'll talk about why I've done that. And again, I just want to show you the monthly. Just show you what we're looking at on this. So ATC, okay, beautiful long-term one. The monthly has now here bounced off this key support. Actually, I'll show you weekly on all of them. All right, so you've just had a nice change of market structure off the major support. That one's been an absolute ripped up. JAV is starting to come up on really good volume. AUZ, again, broken out of a massive sideways on really good volume. Toth is one I posted about, just being an absolute ripper up. Well, geez, yeah, it's already up, real crack already. But yeah, beautiful. Again, see how they're all just changing market for the first time since, 2020. If you're around during 2020, pretty much like, look at this. TOE went from 15 cents to $2.85. AUZ went from, AUZ wasn't really around. Still did all right. 6 cents to 37 cents. It's because I'm on log. You can't really see it properly. Okay, from there to there. ATC went from, it's 2020, 3 cents up to 15 cents, 5x. So there's a lot of ones that just absolutely rock. Pod went from 1 cent up to 60 cents, 50x. There's so many and that was just over a year period. I'm expecting a longer move this time. But yeah, these are all the ones I've entered, ones that have been beautiful bases that are breaking out of accumulation. See, 1AE, same thing, entered, breaking out. MLS, same thing. Change of market structure, breaking out. ELA, again, change of market structure, breaking out. Age, bullish divergence off the low there, breaking back through the support. Bit of a FA play with what Craig's talking about as well. SHN, again, breaking out of a sideways accumulation. So they're all just looking really, really nice. This one absolutely rocketed and smashed up. So I got on here and then. This week it's really taken off. So you can start to see that one's nearly ready to rock and roll. About to change up there. CYM. Again, change of market structure, breaking up. So there's a whole bunch that are either breaking out of long accumulation or they've just changed market structure off like key levels. So again, if you look, what do you think is going to happen when it breaks up out of there? Beautiful down into sideways, boom, on great volume. Heaps of them are doing it. I was showing the guys in Academy. Where is it? So I've been updating them. So I was joking here, saying I was promised up only because I had a negative 78 cent day. But started this time last week. It's already up $7.5 grand. 7% account growth, which is quite good. But again, you're gonna have ups and downs. It's been good. Probably gonna get a red day tomorrow. But it's all around. This is what people don't get when you're playing basketball. You can't expect the other team not to score any points whatsoever. As long as you're scoring more points than the other team, you win the game. That's the same in trading. You can't just have green days, all right? But as long as you're getting more green days that are putting more points, dollars in your account than you are getting dollars taken away, then you're doing all right, But it's not realistic to think that you're the only one that's going to score buckets. But I will drop that list in the chat as well. So yeah, that small cap list that I've got there, guys. Like you can see, there's about 80 positions there. Today, best one did 40%. The worst one did 26 or 13. But as you can see how like there's not really much drop on there. That's kind of what I'm getting each day. Is there's more that are getting bigger upside than there are on the downside. You can see really CC9, but that one went up so much before. That's why. So that one's actually might be my best performer. It's actually doubled. So yeah, that was because it had already popped so much. And same with SPD. It had already been one of my best performers before. Look, if I show you the weekly, it had already been one of my best performers before it's actually pulling back. So this is what you're getting, but you're getting a lot more green than it anyway. But these ones were actually up in those top ones before, but that's how they move, big moves. And I expect, probably this one will be one of my worst ones tomorrow because it had such a move today kind of thing, So anyway, I will post that in the chat as well, guys, and you can go through. Like I said, I've put $1,000 in each one. So I've got 1% of my account in every one. That means if something goes wrong with one, it's the same as a stop loss, 1% of my account. It's the beauty of it. However, if something 10x's, I've got 10% account growth on it. If something 100x's, I've covered the whole account of one thing, which is what I'm expecting a few of these to do that. This is not something I'm making money over the next few weeks. This is something I'm making money on for minimum 12 months. but I reckon you're looking probably towards anywhere from 3 to 7 years, maybe. Like that's how long I think this will go for. So unless the data changes along the way, which I can update you on, but minimum a year. But I'm looking for way more. So yeah, these aren't, wasn't putting all this work in just to make money over a few weeks or even a couple of months. This is long-term, big picture stuff. Okay. But jump on that webinar. You explain, I'm going to explain it all for you, break it right down, and you understand why before you start looking at the where. Okay. Actually, I won't put it yet because I want you guys to do the webinar first so you understand why. Then I'll give you this after the webinar so then you can allocate where. All right. So I don't want you guys doing any of this stuff until you know why. So jump on the webinar tomorrow. I'll give it to you guys on the webinar, and then I'll get it emailed out as well. All right, guys. Take care, everyone.